Hi, I'm Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel where we help people learn how to day trade the Micro E-minis for their side hustle to make a few extra bucks. Now, this trading's not for everyone. It's highly risky, so you don't use the rent or retirement money for this, but if you have a little bit of money to a lot, it is a chance to take a small amount of money and try to make a greater amount of money with it, and that's because of the high leverage of the futures contracts. We'll be talking about that and more, how you can prepare to trade for the day, and today I'll be talking especially about the two kinds of bracket orders. All that and more coming up right now. When I talk about bracket orders this morning, I'm going to be using some of the daily charts for today. Today happens to be the 28th of April, 2021. And one of the things I would encourage everyone to do if you're going to trade the day trade session, which opens at 9:30 Eastern Time, is go to one of the financial channels. I have right here the morning squawk at cnbc.com. They email it, but it comes almost right at market opening. I like to go straight to the website, cnbc.com, and take a look at it before you get the futures for the day. Those are the 4 Micro E-minis there, by the way. The Dow Jones, S&P500, the Micro E-mini on NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000. And you see by the numbers, which is a little summary of what happened yesterday. But one of the pieces of news I want to point out to you today is this one. Today, the Fed Chairman, Jerome Powell, at the central bank's post-meeting, the Fed's meeting for the next 2 days is what I'm trying to say. And very, very often, as you'll see an example in today's charting, the market is kind of waiting. It's kind of sort of on hold and just ranging, waiting for some comments from the Fed meeting. And in case you don't know, when the Fed speaks and they have a surprise, it can cause the markets to go real crazy. So you don't want to get blindsided. You want to make sure you know about the news of a day like this so you can be prepared. Now I'm going to show you how to open a bracket order to initiate a trade. It's called the one triggers, one cancels the other, the OTOCO. Sounds complicated, but bear with me because it's not really. Okay, now I was looking at the chart. What happened here to get the screen you see before you now is I just clicked the trade tab up there in the yellow square or the rectangle. And what I can see down in the lower left is the bracket, the gray bracket icon. I click on the bracket icon and up pops a screen that gives me a chance to place the trade order and the stop order and the target order all at one time when I click review and send. So once the trade price is triggered, the stop order and target order are entered automatically. So this gives you a way to look at the chart, and you can put in your stop loss order and your close at profit numbers and click the tabs, and it'll automatically compute the values for you. Once you have them set where you want, then you can click Review and Send. It gives you a final chance to confirm your numbers, and then you enter the order. Sometimes I think of this as a rather experimental area where I can put stop loss and target prices and trade prices in as many times as I want to, and the calculator runs the numbers on all of those as many times as you want. You can change it 100 times, and then there's no obligation to put in a trade. You just hit the clear button down there on the lower left if you want to get out and rethink the whole thing. So it's a great place to do some thinking and experimenting too as you try to figure out what the best parameters for the trade might be. The 28th of April, 2021. And this is the chart of the S&P500 Micro E-mini. And you can see from the time the market opens here at 9:30 until all the way at 2:30, which is where the news conference for the Fed chair was, the market at 2:30 right there is the same as it was when it opened at 9:30. And you've got basically a very boring market that doesn't move very much up or down. So this confirms a day like the one I was speaking of when you have a news event, say a press conference in the afternoon like this is, and the markets are just waiting to see what happens. So they really don't do anything very much. Now, if you're fishing, it's time to wrap up your line and go home on days like this, because just there aren't many opportunities to trade. The range, the volatility is just not enough, and there's less volume too than on some of the other days. And to take a look at the NASDAQ during the same time frame, same thing. See here at 9:30, this is the NASDAQ Micro Emini. At 9:30 and at 2:30, the prices are exactly the same. So that just goes to my point. And rather than sit there and look for a trade and force yourself to make one, you're probably better off just doing something else on a day like this, because your brain finds patterns even when they're not there. And staring at that screen during a lazy market like this can have you putting on trades that are not as rational as they might be. And I just want to be clear when I say you might place some trades that are less rational than they might be. What I mean is, that's a nice way of saying you could mess up. When you stare at a screen, your brain is hardwired, just like when you stare at the clouds long enough, you're going to see a pattern there. And I talk about this a lot in my book. I have an entire chapter on trading psychology. And the brain plays tricks on us, and the way to thwart that is to just be aware of it and not allow you to take your own trap, so to speak. But you'll find that and many other useful chapters in the book. Thousands of people have used it for a fast, easy way to learn. Then they come and watch the videos on the channel and try to put that knowledge in action. So the book link is right below, and your support is appreciated. Thank you. We talked about the OTOCO for originating an order with a bracket, but the OCO is when you have a trade in progress. Here's one where I bought an M2K 2217.40, and after I place the trade, then I go over and put in a bracket order. And it's the same procedure as before. You just click and hit bracket, and you get the bracket order right here. And you can see in the top is the target, close at profit, and down below is the stop loss. And when I was putting in the stop loss for this one, I'm about $9 up in the trade now after a minute. But I decided to go down and put the stop loss at $22.15. That would limit my losses to $12, as you see. And the trade went a little in my favor, and I had decided that I'd put in a target and at $22.22. And then I thought, well, you know, that's only $23. It's a free wish, so I might as well put anything I want to in there. Went up to, I think, $22.40 here. And as the trade progressed a little bit, you can review and send the order there. I went back and changed my mind on the stop loss, and I moved it from $22.15 over to $22.16 because I was about $10 or $12, $15 ahead in the trade. And, you know, I like to put that stop order as close as I can in there, so I moved it up to $22.16. You get a chance to review these orders before they're sent, and you can hit clear at any time you want to. And it turned out to be a very short trade and not a great one. I wound up getting stopped out with a $7 loss. But that's the OCO. Whether you're new to the channel or not, you want a place to try your hand at these. You know, it's just risky trading. It isn't for everyone, and you're kind of crazy unless you try it before you put your real money in place. Well, the CME has a trade simulation program. It's free. There are no ads there, and the link to it is right below this video. You can have that simulator during regular hours. You can have it up and running in about 5 minutes. It's absolutely free, and there's no obligation whatsoever. And also check out below how you can apply to get an account with Tastyworks, the broker that I use here on the channel. They have free quotes, free software, free transfers in and out of your bank account, and a lot of great features, a super customer helpline, no robot calls or anything like that. So look for the Tastyworks broker link below. I'd appreciate that. This is Don Singletary. That's the OTOCO and the OCO. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.